And welcome back to Predator Alliance League at mukhang nakamute pa nga dito si Dash. Mag-aantay ako sa'yo kung paano kailangan mag-i-intro. Well, welcome back to Predator Alliance League. We are already at the third match of the day and it's gonna be between HAU versus Mapua. And hindi natin nakita kung ano bang kayang gawin ng HAU last week dahil na-default sila against Stella Tigers. But right now, we will be seeing them for the first time against the Mages of Mapua. And ano bang anong pwede mong sabihin sa matchup na to, Dash?
Before, I think HAU is actually an old team rin. I've watched them play before. They're super strong. Also, Mages here also got the win last week. They're actually really great na rin. Kaya I think this would be a good match. A little bit of ping pong, a little bit of back and forth siguro makikita natin dito.
Yup, and mukhang wala tayong makikitang shamey, O mamaya pa ba yun?
I think it would be mamaya pa.
Oo, mamaya pa natin ata makikita yung shamey prediction natin. So pasok muna tayo sa pick and ban phase as the Valiant Esports would be banning out this Wukong for their first ban.
Yeah, as we see, banning Wukong. Kanina nga last game, Wukong Jovan with that was strong. Also doing a lot of it of skirmish and flanking. Kaya I think alam nila kung gaano kalakas si Wukong dito.
Yeah, I don't think that they would want any Wukong in this fight as well. But for the Mages, ang ibaban out naman nila for their first ban would be this Galio, which means they don't want that. I think Galio made an appearance in the first game where MCL Stellar played this Galio at hindi nga sila nanalo sa first game natin, but we did see kung anong pwedeng gawin ng Galio na to in the right hands. But speaking of bans, we are looking at a Volibear. Looks to be the second ban of the game for Valiant Esports. We know that Volibear, one of those champions that could really do a lot in terms of diving.
Yeah, record nga yun. Kanina nga sinabi natin, built-in record. That's why Volibear is super strong. And also a built-in Lulu ult dahil he gets big with that. Also, here we go. Mordekaiser ban. That Death Realm is really massive kanina sa side ng MCL. Kaya nakita siguro nila, that's why they banned it too.
Yeah, and as of now, we are looking at champions that have made appearances in our earlier matches. Kaya excited ako makita kung talagang nanonood sila, nire-research nila ano bang meta natin dito sa Campus Esports natin. But konting plug na rin for Campus Esports. We have 1,000 viewers right now, and if wala pang Campus Esports sa university nyo, make sure to visit Esports Acad Arena's page and send us a message para mapasok natin ang Campus Esports sa inyong university. And if gusto nyong makasali sa Alliance League, there's a lot of info about Alliance League in our website. That's www.acadarena.com. So for the last ban of Valiant Esports, it's gonna be Graves.
Yeah, we're seeing a Graves. Yan nga, katulad nga ng sabi natin kanina, an Elise ban here. Probably a respect ban from House Jungler. But Graves here is still a good ban. Kasi Graves scales onto the late game with his damage, even with those lethality items.
Yeah, and at least one of those junglers na binaban mo lang pag na-research mo na nag-e-elise ang jungler ng kalaban. So I think this is a target ban, as you said, for the side of Mages. Ayaw nilang makita na magkaroon ng elise dito sa side ng Valiant Esports. Meanwhile, for the Mages, they will be picking two champions after Valiant Esports prioritizing this Trundle for their side.
Yeah, this Trundle, a good pick because of the armor and also the resistance gain from him. He just sucks the armor out of you. The resistance is out of you. That's why also, a good pick against a Set, to be honest.
Yeah, and Seth, one of those champions that could actually go up against a lot of people at the same time, considering that the Haymaker is an integral part of what makes Seth, and the more damage he takes, the more damage he deals. So this Seth, they have to watch out. I'm hearing a lot of great things for Shadow Blitz over here on the side of the chat. So chat, just pour in your support over your favorite players and favorite teams. Binabasa namin yan at i-highlight namin yan in our casts over here for Campus Esports, for Predator Alliance League 2020 rather. But for the AD carries, I think they already lock it in. The Lovers duo for Valiant Esports. Meanwhile, for the Mages, it's gonna be the Lucian AD carry.
Lucian AD carry, very cheesy bot lane. Probably a good combo compared to the Saya bot. Ay, good counter for those scaling ADCs. Medyo blind pick siya pero it's still good against the Saya. But with Rakan, medyo mahihirapan si Lucian dito sa bot lane.
Yeah, Saya Rakan, one of the tried and tested duos, not only in lore, but also in competitive history. We all know what Rakan could do the moment na nandito si Saya. High range dashes with more damage and more capabilities to just flat out engage for Valiant Esports. But for the mages, they lock in an Akali for the mid lane or maybe top lane, which should be actually a bad pick for a blind pick. If you think about it, a blind pick Akali is never a great idea, but maybe may plano ang Mapua over this game. And for their next ban, it's gonna be GP. And ito na yung sinasabi ko sa iyo, Dash. If you pick Akali in top or mid lane, you need to ban out champions that counter Akali as much as possible. So I'm expecting a lot of solo laner bans for the side of mages at this point on.
Especially nga Red Flank. Nakikita nga natin sa pangalan niya, he's Red Flank. That's why Gangplank should be banned on him because he's probably a Gangplank main. And here we're seeing Akali being picked nga. I don't know, hindi pa ako nakakita na successful na Akali na binline pick. Pero let's see, maybe they can pull it off, mages.
Yeah, let's see. And they are up against HAU. Masyadong mataas ang hype around HAU. Nakikita naman natin that the support pouring in from their students is just unreal. And this is what we want for Campus Esports. We want to build communities just like this one na talagang nagsusuporta para sa mga players nila. Siguro sobrang saya ng mga players ng HAU over the support that they're getting. Para sa mga mages win naman dyan, make sure to match the intensity of the HAU army, of the Angel Lights ika nga, para pakita nyo ang mage power for this game as well. Labanan lang ng mga fans to. May labanan pa tayong papanoorin mamaya ng mismong mga players. But for the first, actually no, for the second picking phase of the game, antayin natin ano bang kukunin ng mages. Nagsi-Spirit Blossom quest ata to. Nag-lock in ng Kindred.
You picked a Kindred against probably a Trundle on the jungle. Medyo okay siya because the range of that Kindred has can just kite away Trundle with also with those jumps. He can just jump on those pillars. Also this Irelia.
No, this is gonna be scary for mages if I gotta be honest. Irelia could be okay. This is less scarier, much more safer for Valiant Esports, but a lot less scarier for the mages. Having that Irelia, sabihin natin Irelia yung nilock in nila, that could have eliminated the marksman in the side of the mages. Napakahirap mag-kite around that Vanguard's edge. But for the Shen right now, I think it only goes to show that they're banking on the Saya, they're banking on the Trundle. And now, they lock in this Veigar.
Yes, what I want to see of Veigar on the mid lane. Yes, we're gonna see a lot of stunts coming in, a lot of zoning from this Veigar, and also pag nag-scale siya sa late game with those Qs, that would be really massive and would really hurt mages. Pretty good mage on the side of Valiant.
And they do lock in that Poppy for the side of mages. I have to say that this is what caps their composition as an actual decent one. This Poppy will be actually the catalyst. This Poppy will be the catalyst for the side of mages to make sure that the Rakan won't be able to dash around freely in fights. And not only that, maybe protect the carries as well from that sweet Shen taunt dash.
Yeah, and also we're seeing the set bottom lane. I just saw it from one of the LEC games that I watched a while ago. It was super effective against marksman and also supports like Rakan, because he can cancel out almost anything, especially Saya with just her ultimate to save herself.
Yeah, and I think this set support will be the first set support na makikita natin dito sa Alliance League. So let's see kung ano bang mangyayari dito with the side of mages. Pero tingnan na natin yung interactions a little bit. Look at this. Kindred ultimate to a set ultimate. Papalayasin mo ng Lamb's Respite ang kanyang Lamb's Respite rather ang ulti. Talagang showstopper mo, palayo, RKO, out of nowhere, palabas ng ulti ni Lamb. But speaking of palabas, panoorin na natin ang palabas ni Shamey kung sino nga ba ang kanyang pick of the match. We are at Game 3, Valiant Esports versus Mapua University. Shamey, take the show away.
Still 100% predictions kay Shamey, kaya I'm expecting, I think tama pa rin ang pick ni Shamey after this.
Oo nga, Shamey hovering over the side of the Archangels and wala rin atang isip-isip. Oh, wait lang, tinalikuran ng mga Angelites.
Oh, he actually just pick HAU there or hindi siya commit.
Di pa nag-commit.
Oh, I think, wait, kala
Wait
ko.
lang, parang naghuhukay ulit si Shamey ah. Parang may mangyayari ulit na hindi dapat mangyari ah.
Oo nga eh. Nag-commit na.
Nag-commit na. And looks like the blessing of the Hedgehog will go towards the side of the Angelites for this match as Shamey will be drinking water from the fountain of the Valiant Esports Club as we are heading on to this match 3 with Shamey placing her bets on HAU. #HowWin dito si Shamey. Para sa mga mages, don't be disheartened. It's your chance to prove Shamey wrong. Shamey has been 100% for the rest of the series. Actually no, for all of the games. And ito na yung chance na malagyan nyo ng dent. Mages, unite! It's about time for you guys to show your support for your team. Let's rally in the people. MGS win ka ba? O how win ka ba? Make sure to type into the chat #HowWin or #MGS win. Dash, ano pa bang pwede nating ipakita dito? Kasi alam ko dapat may ipapakita pa tayo yung mga nakaganon tayo dito, di ba?
Yeah. Ayun nga, as we were talking about it, yung selfie mode. We're promoting selfie mode na Esports Academy. Just post a public selfie copying the emote. Yung nasa Esports Acad Arena page, copy that emote with the twitch.tv/AcadArenaPH link. Also use the hashtags #AcadArena and #Globe Prepaid Virtual Hangout. Also, tatry ba natin yun? Yeah, yun nga, ginagawa ni Omi actually. Yeah, ganun nga ito. We're doing the Lux emote, right? There you go.
Tinigilan ko na. Parang feeling ko mapagsasabihan na ako pag hindi pa ako nagsalita eh. Magkakaster ka, di ka nag-iingay. Pero yun nga, pasok na tayo sa ating match 3. Pero balikan muna natin kung ano bang nangyari sa match 2. A little bit bago tayo pumasok sa bagong labanan na to. Match 2 was between FIT and USA where FIT just went for it. Talagang nakuha nila ang match 2 na yon in dominating fashion. But of course, it was still USA trying to hold on some place. Pero ikaw ba, ano bang naaalala mo? What's your most memorable moment from FIT versus USA?
Most memorable moment, probably yung mga Dax plays. A big Dax plays actually. Yung mga assassinate niya with those carries, especially Oriana and Caitlyn on the backline. Parang binigyan niya ako ng puso na kaya pa nila manalo.
Yeah, but again, in the end though, 13k gold lead for the side of FIT. Ang hirap na makabawi nun. Grabe yung na-farm nila, yung Bukid Gaming ng FIT doon. Talagang na-farman lang nila. But for our chat over here, nag-iinit na ang mga chat natin. #Globe Prepaid Hangouts, #HowWin. Nagsaspam na yung mga HowWin dito. Dumadami na talaga. For MGS, I think it's about time. Bawi-bawi tayo dito. Labanan nyo ang mga HowWin. Pero nakikita natin, ito, isa lang may isang player na binabanggit. Ito, sino ba tong Shadow Blitz na to? Mukhang one of the best players siguro ng Mages. And aabangan natin talaga kung ano bang kayang gawin ni Shadow Blitz.
Yeah, Shadow Blitz was really strong last week. Very dominating yung play niya with that Wukong. And now he's holding a Poppy on the top lane. Probably gonna dominate then. Tank fights, right? Sa top lane.
Oh, tank fights, kilitian. Yun yung mangyayari. Pero sa team fights, tingnan natin if matatimingan ba ng Poppy yung dash canceling mechanic ng Poppy, especially against that Rakan. But knowing how one of the best, nasabi nga natin, tournament favorites kasama dito sa Alliance League, mainly because of their actual strength in the roster. Pero tignan natin kung kung magiging okay ba. Ito na talaga, debut game, part 2.
Yeah, and as we were going, this is how Valiant Esports versus MU Mages nga naman. We're seeing not default plant. Yung nakikita natin dito, we're seeing Mages baiting out a bit here sa bottom side.
Mukhang gusto ng pasabog nito ng HAU na nagwa-ward na nga dito. Gusto nila yung debut game part 2 electric boogaloo nila. Gusto nila ano talaga may kuryente. Kahit nakaban si Volibear, gusto nila may konting shock. Yun yung inaantay ko eh.
Nakikita nga natin to, how probably nag-iinit sila kasi last week they just lost from a default. Probably they just want this win and they want to dominate. Yun yung feel kong gusto nila mangyari.
And for MGS, I think what they want to do here is to prove people wrong. Look at this aggressive move. Invicta leading the pack of MGS as Admit and Krez are walking towards the zone as well. Kinzon nawardan siya doon. Mukhang magsakaroon ng smite battle dito as the Kindred actually steals it away. Corgi, he has to walk away at this point on. Pero MGS, Jacob trying to zone out Parzival. What a fight! But double knock-up the Rakan, but Kinzon gets exhausted as well. The flash is burned coming in from the Lucian at bukang buhay dito si Admit. Makunat ang Seti boy. That's the Beast Boy bastard you're talking about. Hindi yan basta-basta mamamatay, pero the flash is burned from Krez.
Yeah, and we're seeing here a little bit of skirmish, getting the red, getting no kills, but still probably an aggressive bot lane dahil nga yun. We're seeing Invicta here doing some rotations.
Oh, Invicta with another gank in the bottom lane, pero mananakap siya dito ng Rakan. Mafe-feather pull siya ata dito, pero joke lang. Level 1 ka pa lang, Kinzon. A heal will be burned. Looks like the flash! The flash as well from Invicta! Buhay ang jungler ng MU!
Kinzon was just low on level. He could just do the feather spray kanina. But it was not enough with those normal attacks coming in from him. Nakita natin dito, si Kinzon gets that heal para ma-bait out si Invicta, but that flash won't be able to hit.
Boy! Na-right-click ni Kinzon, kaso walang ward na cancel. Sad moment, bro. And ito, fun fact. Cats could smell or feel depression. So pagka nag-meow, mapapag-meow ka na lang doon sa right click na yun.
It was oh no, we're seeing mid lane, Jacob.
Jacob with the Akali Conqueror is procced already, pero hindi na niya lalabanan pa. Vigar, classic counter to the smoke.
Yeah, and now we're seeing again on the bottom lane, Invicta just wants to kill Kinzon. Gusto niya ng revenge fight.
Ayaw niya talaga tigilan tong bottom lane. And I feel like this is not already working for MU. Kailangan na nila tigilan kasi tignan mo yung Trundle, kinakalbo na Badakali, smoking and flashing inside. Masastan siya dito. Hindi na niya papatulan pa as the Trundle will be walking towards mid lane. The pillar will not be used. But that was an aggressive move coming in from Jacob.
As we were seeing dito, aggressive plays from all lanes. A lot of summoner spells being burned para makakuha ng kill. Pero at least, wala pa rin tayo nakakill after all that effort coming in from these players.
Yeah, and nakikita naman natin that both teams are quite aggressive with all their plays, pero laging nakaka-cancel out. Laging alam nila kung kailan kailangan umalis, kailangan mag-flash. And dahil doon wala pa talaga nangyayari, pero Admit, that's gonna be Kaida, napakahaba ng pangalan mo boy, the Rakan, going in with a grand entrance, pero wala pa ring mamamatay. I think it's Kaidan. Sige, Kaidan. Maikli lang pala, mahaba. Kaidan ewan ko. Pero yan nga, very...
grabe. Sobrang aggressive ng players natin from both sides. They just want to get some kills, but there's the taunt on the top lane. A little bit of skirmish again, but it won't continue. Alam naman natin, it's a top lane tank fight.
Yeah, and speaking of top lane tank fights, yun yung mga tipong kilitian lang pala talaga. Akala mo magkakatuloy-tuloy, pero hindi naman pala matutuloy. Yun yung mga kailangan ng jungler, kailangan ng tutulak. Yun yung parang soy boy MC sa mga anime na kailangan ng tropa para umamin, para mag-all in dun sa sa crush niya. Diba?
Yeah, yun yung may mga tropa silang cool, then they're just the goofy people.
Oh, tapos biglang
Classic anime.
tapos kailangan may aantayin pa yung kailangan na talaga umalis ng babae sa train station. No? Ganun.
Yeah, exactly, man. Kailangan nung parang, what do you call this? But there's the dragon fight coming in with Invicta with that knock up on him, and now he can go away with the jump on the backside.
Yep, and going back to that dragon fight, I think that was a great call coming in from HAU. They were able to sneak out that dragon, pero sa top lane, Dash!
Top lane, a bit of skirmish, pero wala nga ng mana shadow. Please, almost a kill on his side, but Red Flag survives that.
Yeah, yun yung tipo na akala mo tapos na, tas biglang may cliffhanger episode pa, binatok siya, uwi ka na! Uwi! Grabe yung damage na nanggagaling doon sa grasp of the Undying dito kay Poppy, and that actually forces out Red Plank to burn his teleport as well to go back to that lane.
Yeah, it's like a to be continued meme ng JoJo's Bizarre. Yun yung kaninang nakita ko sa top lane, and I was waiting for the kill pero wala nangyari.
Yeah, and as of now, in the bottom lane, the Trundle hovering over their bottom lane, making sure na pag nag-all-in tong mages, nandoon din. Ooh. Trundle in the jungle, sneaking a little bit, but in the mid lane, Dash.
In the mid lane, we're seeing a little bit of damage coming in from Jacob. Parzival just bursted him down, but the Observer's not there though.
Yeah, first blood will be going towards the favor of HAU, the Shen picking it up. But for MGS over here, they do get one back, but that's still 2-1 as 1k gold lead will arise from all of what's happening around this map so far.
Yeah, the mid laners didn't get the kill there, but there's a pause coming in. A little bit of technical difficulties most likely from our players.
Yeah, and we have to make sure yung competitive integrity natin nananatili. That's why we have pauses like this. That's why we have marshals in our own Discord rooms over there to make sure that when something happens, it's immediately resolved. So we always make an effort na to make sure na yung competitive integrity ng Predator Alliance League is always there. And looks like we will be heading back to the game, Dash.
Yeah, just a bit. Mga 20 seconds pause lang yung nangyari kanina. And now, we talk about the gold advantage. Not a little bit kasi we still have 2 kills pa lang on the board. That's why nakabase lang to sa kills na meron yung players.
Yeah, and look at this. Akali versus Vigar. Vigar would always have the upper hand here as the minions are already pushing in. I think this is gonna be a 10 CS lead if ever makuha niya lahat ng minions dun sa mid lane. And this is quite obvious. The range advantage coming in from Vigar and yung zoning ng Event Horizon is more than enough to keep Jacob inside his own. Oh no! That's gonna be a great shuriken flip, but looks like there will be no perfect execution as it will just force Vigar to just stay underneath the turret. That is the dangers of getting that shuriken to the face.
Yeah, that's too much damage coming from Jacob. I didn't even expect that. Probably galing sa Hextech Revolver na hawak-hawak niya. Very underrated item. Usually hindi napapansin ng mga tao, but it's actually strong, especially for an Akali.
Yeah, and as of now, HAU taking another objective uncontested. This is a problem that's starting to grow for MGS. They have to make sure that the next time na nakakapag-objective ang HAU ay nakakabalik sila. But this
Jacob being knocked up right there, but there's W just to save his life. But they will commit some mid lane, probably get some juicy plays.
Yeah, and Twilight Shroud saves the life of Akali over there. Alam naman natin that Akali, one of the slippery champions of League of Legends na talagang pag sinugod mo and meron siyang Twilight Shroud, most of the time he will be able to escape to safety. They do get a little bit of plates, but the Bulwark passive coming in from the turret just secures na ganun lang, dalawa lang makukuha nyo. Again, for the viewers over here, the Bulwark passive procs when there are a lot of champions pushing towards a turret plating up tower nang magkakasama pa. The more champions, the higher the armor. So that means, kung gusto mong ilapag yung referral mo, most likely, since it's true damage, you would want to use it pag dalawa na lang yung plating. Parang bulwark man o wala, it will always fall down.
Right. As we were talking about that, little bit of rotation here. Nakikita natin how is just digging up on the place of MU unti-unti nilang dinidig yon, palaki ng palaki. They're getting a little bit of ano tawag dito, objectives, rip heralds, some plates, just for them to get some advantage over MU.
And speaking of advantage, wala pa namang malaking advantage over here. Still a 900 gold lead for the side of Valiant Esports Club, and Mages are looking to be actually winning the early part of the game, especially if we are looking at the aggression or the power spikes of their champions.
Oh, yeah.
Late game, siguro kailangan na nilang nakalamang na dapat sila. But ngayon, kung maglalaban sila ngayon, I feel like it's gonna go towards the side of Mages, considering that they have a Lucian in their side. Lucian, one of those fast-scaling AD carries in this game. Meanwhile, the Saya needs a little bit more build-up. But for late game, it's gonna be dangerous for Mages.
Oh no, it's dangerous for Invicta here. Is now caught out of position, uses the flash to go away, still jumping away, but admit here, gonna be probably the sacrifice coming. But Parzival with that kill to admit. And here you go, Akali here with the Twilight Shroud will be able to get out with the perfect execution though. That's a 1 kill on the side of HAU.
Yeah, and HAU right now are just zoning out the dragon area. They want this to themselves. The dragon is up and they are already taking it, but the teleport is falling down
They
for
still
MGS.
Yeah, they still want this. They're still going in, but there's 2 knockups on the backline. The ultimate from Kindred has been popped just to save their lives for a bit, but Invicta here trying to run away. Also, Shadow Blitz is in the fray, is in everyone's faces, but admit also will fall down. That's a 3 kill for now. Krez here trying to do some damage, but that won't be enough. That's a kill 4 for 2 on the side of HAU.
Yeah, and HAU in that fight was actually they delivered that fight better, but looking at it better using this replay, the dragon is immediately started by HAU, but look at Kindred over here. I think they were caught in a bad space by this Rakan. A double knockup forces the Lamb's respite, and from this point on, it was already HAU's fight to take, because that event horizon trapping everyone in even after the Lamb's respite was more than enough for HAU to make sure that they win that fight and get that drink.
Sobrang laking disruption talaga ng event horizon coming in from Parzival. That's why I don't want to see a Veigar on my solo queue games dahil sobrang laki ng disruption, especially for solo queue, yung mga teams na nakaka-solo queue mo. But this on a team, it's probably still working on the side of them.
Speaking of disruption, this Veigar is running Glacial Augment. You dislike seeing that, but the taunt underneath the turret though, Shadow Blitz might be in trouble.
Shadow Blitz low on HP. Red Flank would want to chase that, but there's the ultimate. Iniikot-ikot niya para bumalik ka sa base. No, you won't get that kill, sabi nga ni Shadow Blitz.
And Shadow Blitz just making sure that he stays alive in that top lane, and I think he will be safely going back to the base. No big objective as of now, as Rift Herald will not be actually in time to spawn anymore. Hindi ko maalala kung nakadalawang Rift Herald na ba ang HAU dito, but I do remember that they got one of that Rift Heralds na pwedeng makuha in one game. And Dragon, Baron, meron pa tayong matagal. Actually no, 13 minutes pa lang. Namalikmata ako doon. Akala ko 17 minutes na. May isa pang Rift Herald na dadating.
But there's a fight on the mid lane. Kinzon just eating up those ultimate from Krez, but there won't be a fight here kay Dani. Admit is now in the bad position though. Iniwan siya ng teammates niya, pareho marksman, but there you go, Kidai with that ultimate. Oh! That showstopper, the name is live. Oh, that won't be enough, and that will be a 1-1 on the side of Mage, but there's also the bot lane. A kill. Wait, that's a kill.
Wait lang ha. Tignan natin kung ano nangyari dito. Grabe ang escape na nagawa dito nung Beast Boy bastard natin, boy! The ultimate plus that shield. Last second yun.
Yeah.
He was 10 HP when he brought out that haymaker, labas yung shield, and then the perfect ultimate stopping the show back to his turret, Krez picking up the kill. That was a spicy play coming in from Admit.
Oh man, they got the 3 kill for 1 on the side of HAU there. That's a really great advantage na yun dahil we have Sayo with Essence River, 2 more items, and he'll just snowball all the way to the late game.
Yeah, and speaking of snowballing, I think that's what the Kindred wants for himself pero hindi pa nangyayari as of now. Alam mo, hindi naman yun yung quest para sa Spirit Blossom but
Oh,
Shen
top
looks to be in
lane.
trouble.
Red flank here is super tanky. Hindi nga yata siya kaya at this point in the game. There's the pillar to do some zone controls. Admit this is the ultimate, but now has been pushed down. They won't be able to do anything. There's a lot of damage coming in on the side of HAU. But there you go. Here's Jacob with the clean ops. And there you go. There's a double kill. Kinzon here is caught in a bad position. But no, they won't commit. Okay, that's a 2-for-1 on the side of mages.
Yeah, Shadow Blitz, very low on HP, and Akali trying to look. Pero yun nga, balik tayo dito. I think this fight was immediately almost won by HAU over here. But look at Prez on the back line. They have 2 AD carries going wild doon sa Vigar, forcing a flash out. Meanwhile, the Akali was just cleaning up the yard in front. And almost HAU, even in a good position, wasn't able to click the correct targets at the same time. Yun yung nangyari, ang daming low HP sa mages but wala silang napatay.
Yeah, and as we're seeing it, Jacob was just there. Parang hinain lang sa kanya, parang tropa. Ito pagkain para sa'yo. Binigay lang sa kanya ng teammates niya yung kill na yon for him to get a greater advantage sa mid lane niya. Now that we're seeing that konti ay actually medyo malaki yung CS advantage na meron tong laners natin.
Yeah, and lane and CS advantage is always a great thing to have because that's something that you can control. That's something na discipline talaga ang nagpapakita. It looks like the Herald will be called in the top lane. Masosolo gold to ni Kinzon, and Kinzon will be happy to take more gold in his pocket as we are seeing this Kaisa, this Saya already scaled up to the point where he has more damage compared to this Lucian with only a Blade of the Ruined King.
Yeah, considering all those 5 kills, that's 1-5 gold lead. Medyo malaki on the side of an ADC. And early in the game also, kaya probably it's gonna snowball here. We're gonna see the Mountain Drake coming up. Probably a fight later.
Yeah, of course, both teams would want to fight over big objectives. And speaking of big objectives, I think Dragon, it's already spawned. It is a Mountain Drake as we see reflecting the mountain map. Aantayin na lang natin kung ano pa ba ang pwedeng gawin ng mages dito to secure a position around it because as of now, HAU is surrounding that location. But Parzival trapping the AD, trapping the set and making sure that he doesn't even bring out that haymaker anymore.
That event horizon talaga, sabi ko nga, too much disruption, too much stun. Admit just went in dun sa side, gets killed actually with that WQ, the combo, right?
Yeah, and dash at this.
Here, another fight. Red flank is so tanky at this point in the game. There's Rakan on the backline. Shadow Blitz just got knocked up, and Invicta pops that Lumser's fight and dashes away just to save his life in time. That's a 1 kill again on the side of HAU.
Yeah, and HAU taking chips out of the side of MU. Mages has been scattered around the map and all objectives has been going for the side of HAU, and this reflects toward their gold score as well. 8k, almost an 8k gold lead for the side of HAU over here, and this is going to be huge, specifically because Mages right now have carries.
Be able to hit that third, and there's the haymaker. There you go. We're seeing this ninja just running around on the map, just trying to dodge away. Perfect execution out. Won't be able to get that kill on Kaidan.
Yeah, it's hard for the Akali to find anything, especially with this Shen just lying in the corner. The moment the perfect execution was used on Kinzon, an immediate response, an immediate stand united on this AD carry. Not only that, Featherstorm was up all the time. Hindi lang ginamit ni Kinzon over there, but the flash coming in from the Poppy.
Parzival, the flash came in from Poppy but won't be able to save his teammate. The burst from Parzival is enough to get that jungler.
And speaking of the Chad item, we're seeing it once more in this game. An 18 stack Magi Soul Stealer for the side of Parzival, looking to be a very confident mid laner for the side of HAU.
As we were talking about it nga, Glacial Augment to the Magi Soul Stealer nga, this will be really strong. A lot of disruption and also a lot of damage considering na si Veigar.
Yeah, Vega are one of those carries that really scale really well in the late game. Yun yung mga tipo na pag pinag-farm mo, kahit
One,
ganyan yung items yan, no Luden's Echo, wala pang
uh,
Rabadon's Death Cap as of now, it's still gonna pack a punch. And considering that this is a Magi Soul Stealer, the more punches he successfully lands, the more souls he steals, the more
again,
damage he deals.
super aggressive, even going to the side of jungle of MU and gets that almost kill for Shadow Blitz.
Yan, Shadow Blitz in the top lane as of now. Ito yung may pinakamaraming fans and looks like he is one of those people na maayos yung KDA on the side of MGS, but look at this in the bot lane though.
Oh yeah, a little bit of skirmish kanina nga kay Crazy. Won't be able to do damage dito. Red flank super tanky with that Sunfire and Ninja Tabi.
Yeah, and nakakalungkot lang tignan ang Lucian na Blade of the Ruined King lang ang item.
Yeah.
Ng 20 minutes in. Usually you would want to see something else in there already. Sana, I mean, we are looking at Corgi and Red Flank being very tanky. Maybe a Black Cleaver or something that would help you shred around those tanks.
I'm seeing Parzival again on the other side of the map. He just wants to get the kill. I don't know. Is that a disrespect, man? He's just taking, without even vision, just using the twin shadows to get some vision on some people.
Yeah, he does have that stopwatch to try and buy time for himself if ever he does find himself in a tough spot. But as of now, MGS slowly surrendering map control over HAU as look at this. Admit.
Oh, they're really confident about this fight. Invicta now low on HP. Admit here, trying to clear this ward while, oh no, Invicta. Oh, to hit Percival. That's almost a kill on the side of Invicta.
And HAU being merciless in their fight for the win.
Again, a knock up on this Jacob. He won't be able to move around, but there's the Launcher's fight to save his life. There you go. Grand entrance from Kaiden will be used. And again, another kill. And the backside is just being dominated by Red Flank.
Yeah, and Red Flank tanking a lot of turret shots over there. Both carries are still alive for mages as Akali and Lucian are the only survivors of that long fight, to be honest. But will they be enough to try and defend this base? 3 seconds on Admit, but looks like HAU will be taking what they can in this push.
Yeah, and we're seeing here, they're just taking the towers, taking the inhibitors, and getting a bit more. Probably they'll get a kill here.
Gusto nga nalagyan nila ng more and more dito for the side of HAU. And looks like they want the base as well as the Glacial Augment kicks in on a lot of people. Event Horizon Dash!
Again, and also a knockup won't be able to hit. But there you go, a lot of low HP members on the side there. But Kaidane falls down from that showstopper. Jacob here really aggressive with that flash to get the kill on Parzival. And now they're the ones chasing them down.
Yeah, medyo nagkamali yata doon, pero Kinzon mukhang gusto na niya tapusin to. The captain himself, he wants it bad. Shutdown will go to Krez though, as Shadow Blitz will be walking away. No, he won't be, as the triple kill will be going to Red Flank with the badge, as Invicto will be the only one survivor for mages. Call him Sasuke.
Not really normal, but we say Kinzon, they're really gutsy, or should I say confident with his damage. He's not underestimating his damage now that he has Essence River, Infinity Edge. That will be massive, and that's what he's shown us. Nexus lang siya, that's why he lost some damage.
Yeah, and as of now, I think mages should be able to regroup a little bit. Pero ito na yun feeling ko ito na yung final moment for mages to mount a comeback. Ito na yung tumutugtog yung Glassy Sky OST ng Tokyo Ghoul nung season 1, yung susugurin na yung anti-eco tol. Ito na yun Ito na yung tipo na gumugrupo-grupo na sila, nandun na yung malungkot na OST, pero ready pa rin sila lumaban. Nandyan yung 5. Up ang summoners ng Kindred, up ang summoners ni Shadow Blitz. I think this is about time for them to make the final stand against HAU.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing sa side ng HAU, yung tumutugtog na background music, probably yung Sasage yun. Because they're just waiting for that last fight para matapos na tong laban. They have a lot of advantage, a lot of goldie. 10 kills, but there you go. The Lamsler's fight has been used to save Admit there.
Very anime to si Seth eh. Yung tipo na
Yeah.
nag-glow talaga siya, pero ibang glow ang nandoon kanina. It's the glow of the Lamb's Respite, kung saan naligtas siya from what seemingly could have been a lethal ultimate coming in from Parzival. But speaking of lethal things in this game, half HP on this Baron, and this Baron take should be the dagger that HAU needs to close out this game.
Yeah, this is what they were waiting for, and another addition to that gold advantage, just almost a 12k gold advantage plus a Baron, and they would want to end this game.
Yeah, of course, for HAU, losing default style last week should be enough of an inspiration to try and win this in a dominating fashion. We are looking at a 12k goal lead for the side of HAU. It is just 25 minutes in. It's gonna be scary for mages over here to defend over Baron empowered minions for the side of HAU.
Yeah, as we were saying it now, here we go. There's Event Horizon, won't be able to hit. Oh, the Hex Splash won't be able to commit from Admit.
Yeah, and Infinity Edge is already done for Lucian. It might be enough to give him the oomph of damage to try and save this game. But look at this. This might be the last fight if hindi nila ipapamigay itong turret na to for free.
Natin si Admit going in, very gutsy with those big muscles, falls down. Kingston is just dealing a lot of damage from this team. That's a 3-kill agad. Wala dito si Akali. And now they're chasing away on that fountain actually. And now we're gonna see a chrono shift. I'm not saying anything. There's a freeze.
Oh, pero as of now, I think it's gonna be a game that HAU wins. They didn't even need the Trundle. Corgi was legit farming, doing business doon sa sarili ng jungle while the rest of HAU pushes in. And as the Nexus falls down, HAU will secure their first win of Predator Alliance League 2020. Hindi na sila madedefault ngayon. They're now 1-1 in this league.
Yeah, 1-1 and now hindi na default style ang pagkapanalo or pagkatalo nila, and we're seeing a lot of gold advantage talaga. Very methodical lang yung ginawa nila, objectives, towers. Wala yata nakuha towers sa side ng ang mages, kaya they had medyo malaki yung gold advantage ng HAU.
Yeah, and HAU showing what they could do for the first time in Predator Alliance League. I bet this is also a message to everyone in this league that they're not one of the tournament favorites for no reason. And Valiant Esports now 1-1. Parehas na sila ng mages in this league, 1-1. Again, for the viewers over here, we have a round robin format kung saan magkikita lahat ng mga top universities na kasali sa Alliance League to make sure that everyone gets a taste of what each team could do.
Yeah, and so, as we were saying at Shamey, 100% prediction as of now. Hindi pa rin siya nagkakamali. Feel ko may buff na binibigay si Shamey when it comes to these teams na binabasbasan niya nga nung buff na yun.
Yeah, and yung buff na yun, napaka-importante for the past few games. For some reason, laging tama si Shamey. But ito kailan kaya magkakamali? Kailan kaya masisira yung streak? Kailan mawawala yung blessing? Kailan matatrump ng kalaban, if ever? Malalaman natin kung kung matatapos ba tong week na to nang tama pa rin lahat si Shamey. So may next game pa tayo. It's going to be DLSU Viridis Arcus versus USC Warriors.
Yeah, that's your team actually. And now we're probably gonna take a break after that, and we're seeing mages, and we saw the fight from Valiant Esports and also mages. That's a one win for them. And now let's just wait for the next fight. UST versus
No, it's actually USC Warriors versus
Sorry.
yeah, it's USC Warriors versus DLSU Viridis Arcus. So it's gonna be University of San Carlos versus De La Salle University Manila. Abangan natin yung last matchup for tonight. Again, maraming salamat sa mga nanonood for our Campus Esports Predator Alliance League 2020 Summer. Magbabalik kami after a short break for our final match. Abangan nyo yan, napakatindi ng aksyon na magagawa.